Am I the asshole for not apologizing for withholding financial support until my son passed his paternity test? I, 55 male, have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. My son is my oldest, and up until recently I thought he was a decent man. Unfortunately, my daughter-in-law, Tessa, 32 female, fake name, showed me that I was wrong, and when revealed to me that the reason she was divorcing my son was because he cheated on multiple times and gave her an STD. She made a social media post with pictures of text messages and show video recordings of messages he left proving her side. I was shocked, and when I confronted my son, he said that she over-exaggerating and that the only reason he did it was because she wasn't putting out. Tessa gave birth to their second child 7 months ago, and their first child is 3 years old. I apologized to Tessa for my son's behavior and then yelled at him for being so selfish, intentionally hurtful, and cruel. I did not hide or downplay my disappointment and was only silenced by my wife's defense of our son. I remember how hard it was when my wife had our second daughter and couldn't believe she didn't have a shred of sympathy for Tessa. Tessa is a sweet and smart person, and she didn't deserve what our son did. My wife has been letting our son stay in our house despite my wishes, saying that he needs our support, but I say he's in need of a hard lesson. We fought about this constantly. Eventually, my son accused Tessa of getting the STD from someone else and demanded a paternity test. I knew these claims were bullish and saw red. I yelled at him for it, and his mother came to his defense and told me a man had every right to know if his kids were his. I countered with demanding a test of my own, and my wife was offended, and I moved out. She and my son sent others after me and either lied and overplayed what things were like at home, and I just got tired defending myself. I was going to let things be until either my wife or son contacted my job and made hurtful accusations about a female employee that I've been mentoring for the past year, and that's when I snapped. I'm filing for divorce. The house is paid off, so I'm willing to let her have it. But until a judge says so, I've stopped putting money in any of the accounts that she has access to and only make payments to the credit card with the 4K limit, so she has money to buy groceries, get gas, and pay for her other expenses. I've also changed my main beneficiaries to my daughters and told my son if he wanted a single cent of my money, he'd have to take a DNA test. He later did, and he passed, and I responded with an email acknowledgement that he was my son, as well as a copy of re-updated will where he will receive 10% of my assets. My wife and son are demanding a public apology, but I don't feel like they deserve it. Am I wrong? Edit to add. Just to be clear, since people seem to be skipping over it, but my wife called my job and accused one of my mentees of getting special treatment in exchange for special favors from me and other men in the company. She made such a big public stink that HR is investigating, and my mentee is considering leaving due to the embarrassment and stress, not to mention the damage to my own professional relationship. Am I the asshole for telling my mother that her and my father won't be allowed around my baby? So I'm pregnant. I'll be giving birth to my daughter at the beginning of next year. For some background, I grew up in a super religious family that doesn't believe in modern medicine. I have nothing against religion here, it's just not for me. My problem is with ignorance regarding modern medicine. I was somehow lucky enough to get most of my childhood vaccines. However, I remember my mother refusing to let me get my HPV shot growing up because she believed that it would paralyze or kill me. I knew from that moment on, especially after seeing my family doctor's face, there was something off about my parents' beliefs. My mother very rarely took us to the doctor unless physicals were required for school. Even if it was for something we really should have been seen for, she'd tell my sibling and I to use essential oils and supplements to treat ourselves. My parents are still like this. They are incredibly anti-vaccine, anti-medication, anti-anything involving modern medicine. I truly believe that my father probably has some form of cancer. Won't get into specifics, but he refuses to go see a doctor and get checked out. I'm currently in the medical field, and I work very closely with critical care pediatrics. I often see the terrible aftermath of what a small cold or some sniffles to an adult can do to a newborn infant. I've seen so many babies put on ventilators, BiPAP. I've seen so many of them permanently disabled or dead because of the flu, whooping cough, or RSV. I recently talked with my mom about getting her flu shot before meeting my baby once she's here. I didn't have high hopes for a good answer, and I was right. She refuses. She told me she takes supplements and never gets sick, that getting the vaccine would only make her sick, and that my baby would be fine because she always feels fine. I told her that it wasn't just about how she felt, fine or not. she could unknowingly pass something to my baby, and that the flu shot would help prevent transmission. Still nothing. She doesn't care what evidence I have, the fact that I work around it all day, see the facts of what it is. She believes that Facebook medicine and her supplements are what hold truth. I told her she won't be able to meet my baby then, not until she's older. And of course, now she's playing victim, telling me I'm cruel, that the baby is going to grow up to resent me. I feel a tad guilty, but can't help but feel even more worried about what could happen to my daughter if I don't hold true to what I believe. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for being brutally honest to my wife about cheating? So this happened over the past weekend. We were at a party with friends, and this question popped up. We essentially had a small never had I ever game, which is pretty childish looking back, but we're all in our later 20s, so it isn't that bad. One of the questions was, never have I ever forgiven a partner for cheating. A few people counted that as something they did, including my wife. I expressed my surprise about it since I wouldn't expect her of all people to give someone a chance after cheating. Other than that, the night went on just fine and I was driving us home. I don't drink, I hate alcohol. I asked her about the whole situation with forgiving a partner for cheating. In her words, her ex-boyfriend of so many years back cheated on her. He came clean about it and they tried again, but then he went and did it again in the same manner. She said she didn't regret giving him a second chance and would do the same if I happened to cheat. I figure this is just her being drunk. I have no intention of cheating on her. In absence of any answer from me, she asks if I'd do the same for her. I bluntly told her that I wouldn't be able to forgive cheating, nor would I ever expect to be forgiven for cheating if I somehow ended up doing it. Short of physical abuse or other heinous acts, it's the worst thing you can do to someone you love. I don't know what happened to her after that, but she stopped talking the rest of the car ride. Ever since then, she's been dead silent around me. She isn't her usual bubbly self and is withdrawn when I have conversations with her. She avoids any questions about what happened on Saturday night, too. I asked our mutual friends about any context I may have missed, and a few of them said that she must have taken it a bit too hard. As in, me not being able to forgive her for hypothetical cheating means I don't love her as much as she loves me. Her two oldest friends kind of implied that I shouldn't have been so blunt about it. So am I the asshole for being honest about cheating? Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend because of how she treats her dad? I, male 22, broke up with my girlfriend, female 20, for over a year and a half because I couldn't get past the way she treats her dad. Her dad isn't some deadbeat. He works hard, provides for her, helps with her car, and has always been there when she needs him. Yet she constantly disrespects him, rolling her eyes, snapping at him, calling him useless or annoying. I've seen her cut him off mid-sentence or tell him to shut up in front of me like he's beneath her. That was a huge red flag to me. I don't care what disagreements exist behind the scenes, there's no excuse for talking to your father, the man who raised you, like he's trash. I was raised to respect my parents, and I think respect for family says a lot about your character. If she can't respect her father as a man, how could she ever respect me as one? That's the thought that kept running through my head. And honestly, if I ever became the father of her kids, I'd never want to be treated the way she treats him. So I ended it. I told her exactly that if she has no respect for her dad, then she'd never truly respect me. She called me judgmental and dramatic, but I don't feel bad about my decision at all. To me, it's not just family dynamics. It's about basic respect. Am I the asshole?